Scientific notation. What is scientific notation? It's a way to simplify numbers. It makes them a lot easier to understand and it's way faster to write out. For example, take this large numbers. That's a lot of zeros. Now, how can we break this down and make it simpler? Because that is way too complicated. We are going to use scientific notation, which turns it into 6 times 10 to the 25th. How do we get to scientific notation? Scientific notation can be broken down into 4 simple steps. Follow along with the next slides to learn how. Step number 1, establish your number. We're going to be using 803 million, but you can use any number. Step number 2, identify your decimal place. This should be the first number to the left that is not 0. In our case, it's 8, so we are going to put a decimal place to the right of 8. Step number 3, count the decimal spaces. I find it easiest to use swooping motions coming from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, what do we do with these two numbers? Now it's on to formatting. Scientific notation is typically formatted like this: y times 10 to the nth. We're going to let y stand for the number that we selected that is to the left but is not 0. In our case, it's 8.03. And then in the top right, we're going to let n stand for the number of times we moved the decimal. In our case, that's 8. Remember when we did all those swooping motions? Step number 4, we continue the formatting. We're going to plug it in to our equation. Blank times 10 to the blank. We put 8.03 in the bottom left because that's the number we got that was not 0, but to the left. And then above 10, we're going to go with 8 because that's the number of times we moved the decimal. And see, it's really just that simple. 8.03 times 10 to the 8th. That's all you need. Now on to some practice problems. You can pause the video and try these, and then we'll come back and go over the answers. Okay, to start with the first number, the correct answer was 4.004 times 10 to the 7th. This was pretty similar to the last one. Our second answer is 3.005 times 10 to the 8th. This one might have tripped you up given that the first number is 0 instead of 3. But if you were right and you got it good, you put it next to 3 instead of 0. Our third number is 5.0006 times 10 to the 7th. Again, this is pretty similar to the others. And lastly, 6.4 times 10 to the 7th. This might have tripped you up given that there's no zeros between 6 and 4, but hopefully you got it down good. And that's it. It's just that easy. Now you can convert anything to scientific notation.